hello. Marco, oh my gosh, it's been so long. Hi, Ben. Hey, while everybody's joining us, why don't you drop in the chat where you're logging in from and if you got any pandemic pets, what they are and what you named them. Yes, goldfish count, Sarah. 2 dogs, oh my gosh, Rocky, that's commitment. Sea monkeys, Margot, amazing. Oh, that's great. That's so great. Well, I think it's time for us to kick this thing off. We've got a 3x3x3. My name is Liz Lathan, and I am with Haute Dokimazo, and I'm so excited to share with you how we keep virtual events engaging. And you just experienced tenet number 1, invite people in, whether it's a webcast or a Zoom meeting, it doesn't matter. If you can see their name in chat, if you know that they've registered, say hi to them, welcome people in. If it is a pure broadcast, you can come up with some other way where you don't have to call out names, but make sure that they feel welcome. They feel like they belong, they're in the right place, and you're inviting them into your living room. Let's be real. They're at home, you're at home, somebody's at home. Make them feel welcome, invite people in. Oh, there you go. Oh, yes.
It's not easy to do it on your own.
I want to present you my friend, Hanafi. Hanafi!
And that brings me to my next tenet, entertain to educate. You have to put some sort of adventure in the content, whether it's you learning to juggle or whatever your skill was over the pandemic. You don't actually have to learn to juggle, but you saw we could take people on virtual adventures. All it takes is a cell phone and a Zoom link, and then you can take people all over the world. Use this screen as a portal, not a boundary. If you have content, you want to make sure that you have something engaging and entertaining so that people will remember. Statistics do show that you retain more when you feel entertained while being educated. And finally, produce to the level of engagement you expect. And that means if you intend to have conversation and networking, you do not need all the bells and whistles of videos and high-level production. You just need an environment that's going to allow people to have conversation, a Zoom meeting, even a Google Meet. Make sure that you keep that low production value when you want people to talk to you and engage. High production value when you want people to connect emotionally with a story. Bring in your production team, make videos that are going to really tell a full story. That level of engagement is more of an emotional connection. If you want something in the middle where you're trying to train people and you have slides and they're getting CEUs, make sure the level of engagement is right for chat and for polls, and keep people educated and entertained. And those are my 3 tips to make your virtual events not suck. Welcome your attendees in, entertain to educate, and produce to the level of engagement you want. I hope you enjoy the rest of the event. Have fun.
Three minutes. That's how long you have before your audience switches from watching your live video stream to multitasking. That's the data. I'm not making it up. 3 minutes. And it's not just the beginning of your session. At any point in your session, you've got 3 minutes before your audience will naturally start to wonder if there's anything they need to watch, or if they can just keep listening and do something else. So what does this mean, right? When you're designing your virtual event, if you're using slides, keep them moving every 60 to 90 seconds. If it's just live streaming video, which is fine, switch camera angles, but don't keep the video static, okay? They're just not going to watch a talking head. 3 minutes, keep it moving, or your beautiful live video stream, all that production quality will become audio. It'll become a radio broadcast, okay? My second tip for you is ask, don't tell. Can a speaker on a virtual event ask the audience questions? Hello, it's 2021, of course they can. And I'm not talking about a freaking poll, okay? Design your session so that your speaker can ask a question and your live audience floods your chat or wherever they respond with their responses. Think of the interactivity, the engagement, okay? Ask questions the audience doesn't even need to enter via text. They just think about, right? When you do this in your session design, when speakers ask questions, it frames the context, it makes it personal. and the content becomes that much more memorable and impactful. And the third tip for you is them first, you last. Your speakers need to start their session, just like we're doing here, with their first story, their first incredible statistic, or their first piece of advice. No intros, no thank you to the sponsors, no housekeeping, nothing. Why? Look, if your audience wanted to look up who your speaker was, they've had over a dozen opportunities from when they first learned about your virtual event to look them up. If they haven't looked up your speaker, it's because they don't care. They want to get to their session, they want to learn, they want to engage, okay? So don't bore your audience with things that they don't need. Get started, get to the point. I hope you find these tips helpful as you're designing virtual events and keeping your audiences engaged around the world, live and on demand. And if you need help, my name is Sourabh Kothari. Some of you know me as the dinosaur of the virtual events industry because I've been doing this for 23 years. Some of you know me as the virtual event content whisperer. Whatever name you use, I'm here to help. Just reach out and let me know how I can help. And if your team is struggling, that's what my new venture Mindcurrent does. We can help you with that without any meditation or yoga required, right? We use data science and performance psychology. Anyway, my main point for you is that what you're doing right now is really important. People need their events. They need to connect. They need to grow professionally. So kudos to you for all the work you're doing with in-person, hybrid, and virtual events. And I'm here to help in any way I can.
Everybody focuses on event strategy and event marketing plan and plans and plans and plans. I want you to focus on the event ethos. I want you to focus on the culture and the emotions that you want to design and infuse within your event plan. So let's think of 3 top E's that you should have in mind when designing your event ethos. Keep in mind, your event ethos is very important because right now, everybody is looking for emotional connection, content that evokes emotion. Get me? I got a lot of E's going on here. And you also want to answer and give all that energy back that people want to be part of your event. We talk about FOMO, fear of missing out. Fear is an emotion. We talk about uplifting. You talk about speakers that want to uplift your attendees. You talk about connections. I would give anything, even white cheddar popcorn, if I could be in the same virtual event or same ecosystem with 10 or 20 of my event profs just for those virtual hugs. So let's talk first E is energy. So you want to think of it as putting together your content or your program, and there's a scale of how much energy you are going to bring within that program. So you rate your speakers, how much energy. You rate your networking experiences, how much energy is that going to bring in? Because what you want to do is you want to create and design that program accordingly, the ebb and flow of energy. So that's one E. The second E is empowerment. When I think of empowerment, I think of community. I think of being part of a community or part of an event that will empower me, that will catapult me to be better than I am at the moment, whether it's through content, whether it's through peer-to-peer roundtable discussions, speed networking, you name it. What are you putting within your virtual event design that will empower your stakeholders? And this is when you think of it, me as an attendee, your sponsors, how do you empower them? Your speakers, how do you empower them? Your internal team, most important stakeholder of all times, especially now with this hamster wheel and cluster that we're going through right now. And then I want you to think of the last E, empathy. You have to humanize your events. Empathy is key. Everybody's going through something, grief, loss, exhaustion. So how are you bringing empathy? This is where you can do amazing virtual events just by showing empathy within your planning, within your event experience design, your marketing, bringing people together to fulfill those emotions and humanizing the events that you're putting together. What's your event ethos?